Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Houston Rockets video. We are going to talk about some things to kind of keep an eye out for this upcoming season. I'm very excited. If you guys enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. But yeah, I just kind of want to go through some things that I want to see from the Houston Rockets this season. And you have a whole bunch of rumors going on with John Wall. John Wall won't play for the Houston Rockets this season. It's pretty much confirmed. Honestly, I love it. I absolutely love it. I think Kevin Porter Jr. is the future of the Houston Rockets, and this was something that a lot of Rocket fans, I'd make videos on this. It was just, there was a ton of question marks with John Wall being your starting point guard. It's like, who's going to be coming off the bench? Because even if you have a starting lineup consisting of John Wall, Jalen Green, and Kevin Porter Jr., defensively, they were going to struggle. And I think a lot of Rocket fans are starting to realize, the goal for this upcoming season should be to make the playoffs. Obviously, a couple of years away, a couple of big moves away from contending for a championship, but the biggest thing, the number one thing I want to see from the Rockets this season is I want to see them make the playoffs. I don't care if it's the play-in tournament. I don't care if it's the 6th seed, if it's the 10th seed, if it's the 7th seed. I don't care what it is. That is what I want to see. I at least want them to be more competitive than they were last year. And I think the loss of John Wall doesn't help that situation, but Kevin Porter Jr. is set up very nicely. Was in the G League when they traded him for a bag of stale chips. First game in a Houston Rocket uniform goes for 13 points, 10 assists. His second game drops 27 points, 8 assists. A couple of weeks later, he drops 50 points and 11 assists against the defending champions, the Milwaukee Bucks. So really, the only issue with Kevin Porter Jr. last season was his inefficiency. Averaged more than 3.5 turnovers per game. He also didn't shoot the 3 ball at an efficient rate. I blame a lot of this due to not only his young age, but first off, Kevin Porter Jr. has never been a point guard in his career. He's always just kind of been the shooting guard. So it's a new position. It's a new team, a new system. It's also like a COVID year. There was just a whole bunch of stuff going on. But I think any 20-year-old who wasn't in a great circumstance to begin with, gets traded, gets sent down to the G League, then gets promoted, has kind of some large expectations because the Rockets had just traded away James Harden earlier in the season. Kevin gets compared to James Harden a lot. James Harden really loves Kevin Porter Jr. Apparently they've been working together this summer. What he was able to accomplish, I'll take the inefficiency, because Kevin last season at least gave me a good glimpse. This is the second thing I need to see from the Houston Rockets this next season. I need to see a breakout year. And to be quite honest with you, I'm really excited because I know the Houston Rockets will have at least one player to break out. I don't know if it'll be Kevin Porter Jr. I don't know if it'll be Jalen Green. I don't know if it'll be Christian Wood, but I would say that main core of 3 players has the best opportunity. Christian Wood is going to be healthy this season, and for that reason, he's been in the league for several years. He just had a phenomenal first time in his career where he was just the set starter. Doesn't have to worry about losing his role in the rotation, anything like that. Comes out, he averages more than 20 points per game, and he averages, when you bump it up, I think he averaged 9.6 rebounds per game, but essentially averaged 20 and 10, 21 and 10 last season. So to me, Christian Wood is the number 1 player poised for a breakout year. Number 2, I'm going to go Kevin Porter Jr. because of the flashes we saw last year. However, the inefficiency, especially the turnovers, just because it's a brand new position for him, I don't know if that'll be immediately solved in just one offseason of work. So I think that'll take reps. I think it'll start a little bit sloppy for Kevin as far as maybe 3-point shooting and turnover rate goes. But I think by the end of the season, especially post All-Star break, I'm sure that'll be in check. And to be quite honest with you, he might be a good candidate for most improved player. Number 3, I'm going to go Jalen Green just because, first off, his ceiling it's gigantic. I mean, he really could be the Rockets player that comes out, averages 20 plus points per game next season. I mean, imagine if he drops like a Zach LaVine point stat line. Imagine you have Jalen Green come out next season averaging 25 points per game. That would really be game changing. That would speed up the rebuild by years. And just the acquiring, just like the sole fact that they actually acquired Jalen Green in the draft, that they actually got the second pick, having a 48% chance to fall outside of the lot, or outside of the top 4, which would pretty much get rid of their first round pick. And the fact that the 52% odds that were in their favor, they actually get the second pick and they actually draft Jalen Green. I don't know if it'll happen this year, but I think Jalen Green is going to have a very long, successful career in the NBA, and I hope it's with the Houston Rockets, or I hope at least majority is with the Houston Rockets. Next season, I do anticipate him, with the departure of John Wall, I do now see Jalen Green averaging 20 points per game next season pretty easily. Maybe he doesn't start off quite there, but it'll definitely be higher than 15, and then I think post All-Star break is when he'll get that average up to 20. So Rookie of the Year, you never know. I think it'll go to like maybe Cade Cunningham, just because he does a little bit more. He rebounds the ball, assists the ball at a higher level, at a higher rate. But Jalen Green, he's set up nicely. Can't forget about guys like Jae'Sean Tate. Jae'Sean Tate was looking really good by the season end. He was looking slimmed down. He was looking way more agile, way faster. Defensively, Jae'Sean Tate is going to have a good season. Offensively, if he comes with a jump shot, if he can come into the league next season with a three-point shot or even just an improved jump shot, you're going to see an increase in offensive stats for Jae'Sean. So I think that's why I'll put him at number 4 in the most likely to break out category on this squad. Number 5, I think a lot of people for some reason are forgetting him just because you have all this kind of hype around, oh, maybe the Rockets will trade for Ben Simmons, which I've made videos on that. That would be amazing. Number 5, I have to go KJ Martin. The stats from the last 7 or so games where he started, it was pretty much an easy double-double. It was most nights easy double-double for KJ, dropping 20 points, dropping 8 rebounds, 10 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. I don't know what opportunity KJ will have in this upcoming season, because you can't forget, at the beginning, even the first half of last year, KJ was not really a part of the Rockets' rotation. They spent most of it in the G League. So I really hope KJ gets at least 25 minutes a game this next season. That might be a little bit of a reach, a little bit of a stretch. So I'm hoping for the very, very least to get 20 minutes a game out of KJ. I'm throwing him at the bottom of the list to break out just because of playing time. I don't know what it'll be at. So altogether, this is a team that is fully capable of making the play-in tournament, even creeping into a 6 seed, especially if a lot of teams get injured, they stay healthy, they get a couple of wins in a row. You never know what might happen. This is a very young team. They might shock a lot of teams, a lot of people this upcoming season. So let me know down below in the comments what you want to see, the main thing you want to see from the Houston Rockets this upcoming season. Be sure to hit the like button, hit that sub button. Peace.